You're listening to the Headz Collide podcast by Headz Entertainment.
Exquisite made it.
What's up, y'all? This is Rachel Headz Entertainment. You're listening to the Headz Collide podcast. Today we have on Trina.
Hi.
Trina Z.
Hi, Trina Yola Lihi, meaning, or Yola is my native name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where did you, how did you get that name?
My community gave it to me.
Oh, really?
Yes, you have to go through a whole process of sitting in Vision Quest and prayer and doing a lot of community work to earn your name through your tribe.
What tribe is it?
It's Mexica. We do the Mexica Way. It's the Sun Moon Lodge in Lafayette.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we do traditional So Mexica is Aztec and Mexican mixed together. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
That's the colonizers' name was the Aztec. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do they speak Nahuatl?
Yes, they do. Our leader does. She knows how to speak it.
Wow.
And I know some words, but not a lot. Mm-hmm.
What do you know so far?
Well, Omateo and Palabra. I mean, things like when you're meeting people and welcoming them in. Pali, stuff like that. And then I know the prayer songs, but I can't do them on my own. I can only do it when they start singing, and then I have that remembrance come back. Yes.
Yeah, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm like remembering old songs. Do you like to sing?
Do I like to sing?
Yeah, I like to sing.
Well, yeah, singing is very important. It's part of our expression. It's that vibrational frequency of expression out into the world. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't like to sing?
I like to sing, for real.
Sad people.
You don't like to sing old school music?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is when you hear a song you haven't heard in years and years, and you still remember every single word. Like, damn, this is all coming back to me.
Like some Marvin Gaye?
Yeah, like that happened to me the other day. I don't even remember what song it was. It was like old 90s R&B. And I was like, man, this stuff just came. I still listen to that, so it couldn't be that.
Well, it's like songs are emotions put to sound, right? And so we tend to remember the ones that have that emotional tone with us, that remind us of good things, bad things, our whole journey here.
Yeah, do you believe the type of music that you listen to like dictates what type of person you are? Or you were talking about in one of our last episodes where you need like a mental diet. If I'm listening to banged out music all the time, that's all I want to do. But if I'm listening to like chill music that really wants to talk about like self-growth and like, damn, it's motivating.
I think some people will let it in more. Like I could listen to whatever and you know what I mean? Like it doesn't necessarily influence, or like the type of music I listen to doesn't make the person I am.
It
basically,
it puts you there. Like,
or maybe it did.
Feel,
the first song I ever memorized in life was "Gangsta's Paradise" by Coolio.
Love that.
Yeah.
So like I'm a straight hip hop all day. Like I can't listen to country. It makes me sad.
So can I tell you why music is so influential on us? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when we think of ourselves, we always tend to think of ourselves in the physical body, but we're actually more energetic than we are physical. We have our chakras, our meridians, our auric field, our mental and emotional and spiritual body are all energetic. And if you break us down into the quantum part of who we are light, frequency, and magnetism. And so frequency is the sound base. And so that's why music is so important, and how we receive it, it changes our vibrational frequency, and it will affect emotions, it will affect our energy, it will affect us physically. We're going to see the future of healing moving more into sound and light and that magnetism piece. Mm-hmm. And that's why music is so important.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't even know what to say, because it's I don't know, just growing up, I listened to a lot of shitty music, so I was in a shitty mood all the time. You know what I mean?
True.
And now,
it's a poor mental diet.
Yeah, and now I try to listen to, I try not to focus on that music as much anymore. Like, yeah, I'll go back to it, but it's like the guilty pleasure.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
we have our, like we were talking about earlier, we have our light pieces and our shadow pieces, and we have to feed both. We can't be just one or the other. There's a neutral space for it all in that sweet spot that we were talking about. And so it's okay to, like, I have a rage playlist, I have a crying playlist, and I have that high vibrating, like if I know I need to get in the mood, I put that on.
What music do you listen to that gets you like in the rage mode?
Oh my God.
I want to know. You seem so chill. I always want to know that.
No, you have to. I'll show you my playlist. It's like Linkin Park and God, I can't even think of the other list on there. But yeah, I
Like
have
some rock and roll.
Yeah,
type
well,
stuff?
it's like some of the even scream rock. Like when I just like need to get that out, or even my workout is that more motivating one.
Yeah.
Like the bodies hit the floor. Like I'm pushing through this. You know what I
it's
mean?
real.
But if I know I need to balance my energy and stuff, I'm listening to pure tones of the esophageal frequencies. I'm bringing in ocean sounds, nature sounds. I'm bringing in that calmness to center me and bring me into my breath and bring me back into my body. But we're meant here to experience the whole kaleidoscope of emotions on this planet. And I think people tend to think it's only supposed to be this and that. And no, we're here to experience all of it. It's
Yeah.
meant to be a tapestry to weave into our story, our journey here.
Why is it? Do you listen to ASMR or anything? Or when you're getting ready to go to sleep? I know people put on like a rain or the ocean. I think that shit's so
I listen to
boring.
Little Baby.
Listen to Little Baby.
Puts me right out. Like a baby, like a little baby.
I like to listen to the rain, like real rain, but I could never understand like putting your phone on. and
I could
listening
always
to
have
it.
like a fan on or
Yeah,
something.
fan.
I can't sleep in pure silence. Like,
No? I love
I have
that.
to have like
love that.
noise. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
lots of noise.
I'm like Matt. I need
Yeah.
a white noise. I always have a fan going on when I go to sleep, or I
Yeah.
put on the frequencies too. I put them on really low. The difference when you work with the pure tones, you don't have to listen to them like music. If you barely hear that tone, that frequency is going out in your space. So they have, like, YouTube's a wonderful resource that you can put on these sounds, and you can put them on low, and it has a black screen, so it doesn't disturb your sleep. And so then you're receiving that. If you don't want to do it during the day, you're receiving it while you're sleeping, and you're more receptive.
Yeah, 'cause your subconscious.
Yeah.
In Nagual, right? Do you know about that one?
Oh yeah.
Nagual and Tonali.
Yeah, your tonali, your spirit.
That's tight. Did you listen to our last podcast
No.
with Danny?
No, I need to do.
That one's full of Nagua and
yeah, he was going in.
Mexica. Yeah, a lot of knowledge. Shout out to Danny. That was a
Kicking some
really
knowledge.
good one. Yep. So let's talk about your ayahuasca, or how you pronounce it.
Yeah, ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Or Iowa too. Depends
Iowa.
on which one you're doing. There's different blends with different herbs.
Okay.
And so this was my third sit, or my completion with the plant medicine. It's considered a grandmother plant medicine from Peru. It's a really old tradition of helping you journey to your higher self, and to see pieces that you normally wouldn't look at, or it takes away the ego. It puts the ego to the side and helps you see things from a true perspective of vision.
Is it an ego killer?
No, it just puts it to the side.
Okay.
Because no matter what, we're in this human experience, we're meant to carry ego for a reason, because that's part of the journey of the lessons that we're learning, right? It just moves it to the side, so it's no longer that voice, so you can see clearly and have the answers that you need and receive.
When you take ayahuasca, is that the one that makes you like throw up?
It does.
Yeah.
It does a physical purge,
yeah.
but it doesn't only do physical purge. It does emotional, mental, and spiritual purge. And so, yes, there's parts of you that may vomit, and then there's parts of you that may do the other end.
Yeah.
And so they say, like, if you have emesis, or throwing up, that you're purging the physical pieces out of your body that need to be cleansed. And if you do the other part, then you're expressing the emotional pieces.
Damn, I'm gonna be shitting up a story. I don't know about that one, boys.
That's crazy.
So do they? I've seen like documentaries, like in Peru, they put you in like a little net cage type thing. Not a cage, but you know what I mean, like a almost looks like a baby crib.
For us, each time I did it, I made sure it was out in nature, that we were expressed, because that's where you're supposed to really connect with, because that's where our sacred mother is, right?
Yeah.
And she's like holding you and cradling you as you're moving through this process. So for me, I always made sure my ceremony was out in nature. They can do it indoors and things. It's different for everybody. I can only speak from my experience. That's what I was guided for, is that I had to be in nature each and every time.
How was that? Could you feel like
Oh,
all
yeah.
the energy of everything?
Oh, absolutely. So like I said, this was my third sit. So my first one, I could feel everyone's heartbeat connect, and then I could feel our heartbeat connect to the sacred mother, to Gaia, to Earth.
That's cool.
And then I could feel all the energy of the plants, the grass, the trees, everything came alive for me. And I could feel their energy and how we're connected to that one source. Yeah, it was intense. And then
How long is the trip?
So my first one was 10 hours. My second one was 13. And then my last one was 10 hours.
Okay.
But I'm really receptive to the medicine. Some people will only go 4 or 5 hours. To me, the medicine calls me and really has an activation within me. And so I tend to journey a lot longer than others.
Oh, wow. A lot more sensitive, huh?
Yep.
Are you coherent?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like you could sit there and talk with me?
Oh, yeah. Well, I may be talking with you while my spirit guides there, or my ancestors are talking to me at the same time. So, yeah, but I can have and hold conversations. I can tell you what's going on and what I'm experiencing and things like that.
Visually, does it change anything?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the first time when I was activated, everything turned into this really light violet space around me. And I saw fractal patterns when I closed my eyes. It was just repeating over and over and over again. And then the other pieces is like the clouds would show geometrics and sacred geometry and all these other different things that were coming down.
What is that? What is that? I hear a lot of people when they do DMT and even like acid, ayahuasca now, it's the sacred geometry. What is it?
Sacred geometry is the foundation of the universe.
Yeah.
We're all built off of that numerology, that a sacred building. Each of it has its own sacred meaning. It goes down to like the golden ratio. I mean, it's so multi-layered. You can just pull it apart piece by piece and go down a rabbit hole with it.
The Tree of Life isn't one. The Tree of Life, I think.
Well, yeah, the Tree of Life is, there is a sacred geometry for that, but I can't remember the name of it. Yeah. It's what the Kabbalah tends to use a lot with the centering.
Metatron's Cube and stuff
like that. Yeah,
that.
Metatron's Cube is really about connecting to the Tree of Life and to that inner knowledge within.
Yeah, I've always wondered that. I've always checked out like people's tattoos, and they would talk about like Metatron's Cube and the Seed of Life.
Yeah, so the Seed of Life you usually work with when you're trying to manifest something that you want something to grow, because it's that foundation of that growth to move forward into something. So like, have you ever worked with crystal grids or anything like that? Mm-mm. It's where you work with those sacred geometries and you put your thought and intention onto that grid and put some crystals, because crystals are like little tools or amplifiers for energy, right? And you set that intention and you use that sacred geometry to really boost that intention out into the universe. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gifted some crystals about 3 years ago, and I just never knew how to use them. They just said put them in the window and let them charge, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that
smoke them.
Don't smoke them, right? Don't smoke them.
I'll break it up. Or
the best way I can describe crystals or stones, right?
Yeah.
So you got to remember, we all came from this big bang or universal knowing, right? So they're pieces of the universe brought in as little tools or have their own energy and frequency that they amplify for us. So like clear quartz is a great amplifier.
Yeah.
It's a great clearer. It helps bring in things. So like you'll see me me with black tourmaline, and I have lapis lazuli. That's a communication one. It helps amplify my communication skills. And black tourmaline not only protects my energy, it helps me not absorb your energy.
Ooh.
So,
what about obsidian?
Obsidian is it's considered the mirror reflector. So you'll see a lot of natives wear obsidian, especially right here in their heart chakra, and because it reflects your energy back to you, and you're not taking on their energy. But it also makes you work on your shadow. That's a lot of people don't understand. Is obsidian will make you work on your stuff.
So I was gifted an obsidian bracelet from one of my friends, and they were like, just wear it until it falls off.
Well,
and I was like, what does that mean?
Well,
and eventually that shit just fell off.
Well, it does the thing is, like, crystals are like your iPhone. They'll be charged for a while, and then you got to recharge them. But you can actually use them for a long time if you know how to take care of them.
Yeah.
And so it just absorbed too much energy.
Yeah,
So you can just clear them.
Not active or anything.
Yeah, you can just clear them in sage or in the light of a full moon. You can put them in, or you can put it in a bowl of sea salt overnight for 24 hours, and it clears your crystals and stones.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm a little skeptical when it comes to stuff like that, but I'm open to
No,
listen.
look at the science now, because they look at So look at in computers. What do they have in computer hard drives?
Gold.
They have gold and crystals.
Copper and
they
all
have
kinds
they
of
have clear
different
quartz.
Okay.
Watches can't work without clear quartz. If you look into our brain, we actually have what is the crystal in there?
Dirt, apparently to according to Devin.
On our pineal gland, we actually have crystal fabrications. In our brain, we have I can't think of the crystal that's in our brain. I'm drawing a blank. But we actually have crystals in our own body that they magnetize, they bring, and they amplify. So that's what they're doing. They're tools.
I don't want to say I'm necessarily like too skeptical. Turn my mic up.
So look at the quantum computer that they made recently.
That's cool.
They have tons of crystal quartz in that computer to amplify the energy.
I guess I'm just oblivious.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're just tools.
I don't want to be disrespectful.
Well,
and say to
the thing is,
that,
also, like, you do see like some like legitimately crazy people talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen some legitimate crazy people. Like,
yeah.
Well, isn't that with anything?
For surely.
Yeah, right?
There's what is they called extremists?
Yeah, that's
extremist. Yeah, like people with like a house full of crystals, like, you know, the little salt rock ones.
Yeah.
Come to my house. It's full of crystals.
You're the crazy one.
No, but it's grounded. Like, people come into my house and they're like, oh my God, the energy feels so different.
The energy,
you can feel the difference. And it's because, like, if you come into my healing room, I gridded the floor with sacred geometry and crystals, and everyone always just loves being in that space because that energy is vibing. It changes it. It moves it.
Yeah. I try to keep my windows open here. And like just try to keep a fresh breeze here.
Keep the breeze,
you know what I mean?
and the sun.
And I try to smudge as much as I can, like cedar, copal. But I just still feel like it's just a little funky here right now. I want to move. You know what I mean?
Do some sage or put black tourmaline.
That's the thing about apartments, though, because you share this building with so many people. You don't know what type of energy is going on 2 doors down. That shit might be seeping in. Like,
you think that's probably true?
I do, like, for sure. I believe in like your private space. I don't like living in an apartment. I do, but it doesn't feel right. No matter what apartment you live in, it's always a weird energy because
it's not community.
You're with all these people. You see your neighbors. You never even say a word to them. Nobody talks to each other. Like, weird energy, man.
When I went to go and get you at the lobby, there was one of my neighbors. While I was walking up, I waved at her and said hi, and she just completely walked right past me. I'm like, damn, fuck me, right?
People are especially nasty to each other nowadays. Like, I be going through stuff at work with some people. I have an easy job. Like, it's easy to me, but these guys make it so hard, and like they be hating each other and like fighting with each other, like miserable, like bringing negative energy into the place and blowing up the spot. It's like yo, we're chilling here. Why do you gotta mess the vibe up? Like, what is your problem? People are just nasty to each other nowadays on it.
Well, I think I think we're also in a place of you've heard of this ascension, right? We're moving into this. The vibration and frequency of the earth has actually changed. They've actually said the earth resonance has a different frequency because we're raising awareness. And in that awareness means people have to look at themselves and take accountability. Does anybody like doing that?
I've been doing that as much.
I don't mind it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I can see where I mess up and do wrong stuff, and I always want to correct what I do wrong. I always want to be a better person tomorrow than I was today.
Yeah, but see that you're carrying that, but a lot of people aren't.
Yeah,
So
I know.
When you're looking at them, you always need to look at them of them not working at themselves, and they're working from a place of wounding.
Hurt people.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been trying to use my words like a war. You
So
know,
explain.
Like it's a tactic when I talk, not necessarily malicious or anything like that, but I use it as when I talk. I try to purposely do shit on purpose. Like the way that I talk is I'm trying to say it with how it makes sense in my fucking head. Like I'm purposely trying to be nice, and it's not even for you. It's just so I don't put that energy out.
You're pandering.
It's pandering.
I look at it as
It's
you're
like-
putting a ripple effect.
Yeah, I'm trying to put that shit out,
Yeah,
and I'm
like-
not being nice because I want to be nice to you. It's not even about you. It's about me. I hate feeling the piece of shit I am inside.
Selfish.
That's not selfish. It's
I'm being nice
that's
to
a
you
right-
for me, not for
that's
you.
That's a righteous selfishness, because if my thoughts want to be pure first, then my actions it starts with the words, you know what I mean? And then your actions to your habits, to your character, to your destiny. So it's like I don't know, when I put my shit out, it's not even about you anymore. You know what I mean?
It's not. And that's
I
the
don't know.
energy that you put out. So I always ask people, do you give energy or do you take energy in a space? And so when I do interactions with people, I want it to be from a place of heart, and I want to give energy. I don't want to be taking your energy. And it's magnetite is the other crystal I was thinking that's in our brain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it. Yay. Yeah, so magnetite, it's a magnet. It actually, like, if you put it and put it with the magnet, it'd be drawn. So that's that magnetism in our body.
Is that where positive manifestation comes from?
Well, I guess so, like, TikTok and all these other things kind of drive me a little bit batty, yes.
I hate it. I
Love
hate
it.
TikTok so much.
I love it.
It's what made me make one.
I love it.
I'm like, because you can use it as a platform for so many different things, right?
Yeah.
But when it's just not about the thoughts we put out there, it's also visualizing it, that we're here in it now and experiencing it now. And you don't see that being taught a lot, right? Being present now, seeing that dream being here. So imagine when you're doing, I always say, like, imagine like you're fishing, you're throwing your attention out into the universe, and it's your visualization that's going to reel it in.
Yeah.
But then you always have to move into actions with it. What actions are you doing to bring that forth? You can't sit there and ask for the love of your life to come into your life if you're not making yourself vulnerable to go out and meet people. If people come up and talk to you and you just, like that lady in the hall, and just walks right past it, you're missing an
Yeah,
opportunity.
and then complain about
I
it.
keep thinking I'm gonna win the lottery and I don't even play.
Why am I so out of luck? That's not how prayers.
Yeah.
I feel like your blessings are already there, but it takes you to fucking put in the work to get it. Stop asking for shit and just, accept that your shit is already there. Your prayer, or everything is already there. Just put in that work. I don't know.
Well, no, that's moving into action with it, right? It's seeing that you do deserve to have those good things. Right? No, that's a great way to think of it, and a different way of how to word it.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like a yacht or anything like that,
Oh,
but
no.
like, damn, I need a new job. You know what I mean? I want a job, and you want to be specific about your prayers too. You know what I mean? I feel like
Whenever you ask for a new job, whoever's listening is like,
Creator knows,
dog,
bro.
like,
That's
come
why
on.
That's why I believe.
I done
Creator.
gave you 4 jobs this year.
Swear to God.
I tried to bless you.
That's how Creator works, and that's how I learned to be specific with your prayer. Because if you're like, I want something that I could live comfortable with, and I could take care of my family, and this type of work, and these days on and off, hey, that prayer always comes through manifestation, you know what I mean? But it takes me to work for it. But also, I keep switching up my jobs because I'm not asking the right prayers, I feel. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes you think you want something, and then you get it, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this ain't what I thought. I don't want this.
Prayer's like, duh, I know that. Ask for the right thing, buddy.
Yep.
But we learn through experience, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we sit there and don't realize what we want, and then we're in it, and then we're like, oh, I didn't realize it was this.
You know, I don't want this shit.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I
Get it
just got this
out.
job, and I'm like, I fucking hate this job. And when I first started, I was like, Dad, this is everything I asked for. I don't know. I guess I'm not.
You just get tired of stuff.
I get tired of. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you a gypsy soul that you just like to go and you learn? But some
I'm a
people
Gemini, so
people like
for
that.
surely.
You know, they learn from that experience and then they want a new one.
I
and
wanna
they're gonna
keep
learn
taking
from,
it,
So
yeah.
so that's okay.
That's a
you.
gypsy soul.
Yes, that's a gypsy soul.
I've had like 7 jobs in 1 year.
I thought that was just bad work ethic.
Nah, it's just
It depends
I'm the
on how
type.
you
I'm the
look
type
at
of
it.
person that if it doesn't mentally stimulate me, then I'm like, ugh, I'm fucking dying here. I don't want to be here, bro. I hate this fucking place.
Do you get your bills paid?
Yeah, even.
So then
I'm
why does it
getting-
matter?
Exactly.
Why does it matter?
Exactly.
You're using other people's ideas and opinion as your mirror. If you're able to still maintain your house and home, who cares?
Yeah.
As long as it's building you up and it's making you grow, and each time you take something away from each one, what a gift.
Yeah, I've done a lot of different work, and so have you. You know what I mean? With Heads Up alone, we've done a lot of work, but I hate being comfortable.
Yeah, I've been in the same industry since I was 21. So I've been
32.
doing basically the same thing for like 11 years.
Yeah.
So it's all right, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's like mentally stimulating, but it does what it has to do. So, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I completely agree with you.
You
I
also
just-
said you enjoyed it.
I enjoy it,
Yeah.
but there's like, I also don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
Well, that's
completely
with
agree with
everything.
you.
yeah, like, yeah.
You know what's fucked me up though? I just remember working at Walmart when I was younger,
Mm.
and I would see the viejitas. You know what I mean? And Hito, what are you doing here? Ooh, why? What do you mean? You know what I mean? I've been here for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
You should go back to school, Hito. And I'm like 17, 18, trying to pay my bills. You know, getting ready to have my son.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what scared me and just stuck with me. You know, that woman's probably not here anymore.
Yeah.
And 25 years of your life at Walmart or any type of,
Yeah.
I can't do that, brother.
Hey, there's
I
people that
can't-
have been there for years, and it's like, that's kind of like a stepping stone type job, I would say. Like,
For surely, but I praise those people who really, they're okay, but once my spirit becomes stagnant, I want to
Yeah.
go. I don't want to be here.
like in a lifestyle that's like too corporate and too many rules.
Yeah.
That's whack. That is not where it's at. Like, I work in a corporate environment, but there ain't that many. There's so much leniency, like so much
yeah.
independence.
I don't want to sound too much like a hippie, but in this book that I read, it's called The Alchemist.
Oh, yeah, I love that book.
Yeah. He says, and this quote will always stick with me, but he says, I'm jealous of the freedom of the wind. And that's just always like, ooh, I want to be free like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be tied down to your hours, 8 to 5
Yeah.
every day, Monday through Friday. Fuck
Well,
that.
that eats away at our soul.
Yeah.
It
We're
doesn't
not
give
made
it-
for that.
No, we're
Yeah,
not. We're
no.
not. We're made to have balance of physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, and those jobs don't allow us to have that. When I was a charge nurse, it was literally killing me. If I would have stayed in that job, I wouldn't be here. I don't think. I think my blood pressure was raising. You know, it
Yeah.
was just crazy. I remember walking into the office and I was like, oh my God, I'm so tense. I don't want this. And
yeah.
I literally just quit. And Chris was like, what are you doing? I go, we'll be fine. The universe got us.
Yeah.
And it does. Literally, I had a job.
Every time.
I had a job
Yeah.
that night.
That night, but
That night.
that's how creator works. though.
Yeah,
Our
that
spirit,
night.
our
Every
source
time.
works.
Anytime I put it out there of what I like you, what I need and what I want to receive, it's always answered.
Every time. Every fucking time. And I went through my atheist stage pretty tough, you know what I mean? And now I'm back comfortably, like, in love with Creator, you know what I mean? And now, like, just prayer is very real, you know? And I know a lot of people listening and be like, this food's fucking weird. But That's my testimony, and that's what I'm going to stand on.
There's part of me that says, there's a part of me that would be like, yeah, this was kind of weird. Because, like, I grew up non-religious, and I wouldn't say atheist, but more agnostic. Like, I don't know, so I'm not going to act like I know. Whatever works for you works for you.
Yeah.
I would say, like, prayer, some people say, like, prayer, but it's more like it's like manifestation, like speaking things into the universe. When I try to speak things into the universe, I don't necessarily call it, like, prayer. I'm not praying. I'm just trying to speak something in the universe. Like, you know what I mean? The same thing.
It's the same.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Same thing.
We just have different.
I just pray
words for
to
it.
Creator, though, Tunkashila. You know what I mean? Like, I believe in the spirit somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it a he or a she.
Yeah.
Grandfather. I don't even want to do that. I just
I
it is.
still don't know what I believe. I still don't know what I believe. I still don't. There's too many things out. I want to learn everything. But I still don't know what to believe. And I guess when it's all over and I find out, then I'll find out then.
Yeah.
I'm like Matt.
Yeah, like
I think
feel
it's such
that.
a huge, vast thing, and so like I've studied Hindu, Buddhism. You know, tons
you like
of
to
different-
see what other people are doing. Like,
Yeah,
what
like-
works for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious about what works for people. Like,
Yeah. What draws you to that, and what do you receive from it? I'm really like you. I'm like, I want to see the information and see how it folds, and then I take what resonates with me, and then I leave the rest.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
how it was when I left. Like, I was fully enveloped into the Christian walk. Studied and was just like, this probably isn't for me. You know what I mean? No disrespect to anybody who is a Christian, but I just had to see myself out of that walk and kind of lean more onto my ancestral ways
Oh yeah.
and my ancestors. You know what I
in
mean?
my experience, Christianity's always been like one of like the more judgmental religion. Like, it's always the older people passing judgment down on the younger people, like not practicing, not walking what they believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
I see a lot of ugliness in that religion specifically.
Yeah, I'm trying to be as sensitive, and you know what I mean. I'm not trying to be as disrespectful, but I don't give a fuck about Christianity because it's murdered
That's pretty
a
disrespectful.
lot of our
No, I'm just
fucking
messing.
people.
No, but I
That's
feel
how
that.
we are
I feel that.
Christians,
So
though.
that's why I see like Christianity. I see it as pretty hate filled. Like, I see it as not very pleasant, hate filled, fake
There's-
people.
yeah. Take what you can.
Yeah, I
learned
like,
a lot of good things.
I
in the
went to
Bible.
like some of like the big churches, like, you know, the Potter House in Aurora. That place really turned me off. Like, mega churches turn me off. Like, you see the pastor up there with like diamond cufflinks, and and like you see the people like, you know what I
Congregation,
mean?
yeah,
But
just
it's
the
like the people that are all there are like nasty people. Like, they all talk stuff about each other. They're like, they all done horrible things, so they feel like they have to go every Sunday to be saved because throughout the week they've been doing horrible things, so they have to, you know what I mean?
So what I teach my children is look at how they're putting it out in their community. Are they helping their community? Like when we were, tribal people were having issues with the water rights. You know, we did a huge semi truck up of supplies up to them. If they're making a profit off of their community, then they're not really for the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's tax-free profit.
Yeah.
Millions upon
100%.
millions upon millions of dollars. Pastor's up there looking like a pimp, diamonds all over
So-
him. Like, that's not cool for me.
And they're
like,
not opening their doors to the homeless.
nope.
They're
And
not
like the
doing
Lakewood
feedings.
Church in Houston, when that big hurricane came through,
Yeah.
that big mega church, they shut their doors to people. That Joe Osteen
wanna-
dude,
So-
he's a
Fuck
goofy
him, yeah.
motherfucker.
So I'm not here to like criticize Christianity or churches, but I say
My bad.
I know.
no. There are pieces to that, right? There absolutely is. When I say you're working with that kind of spiritual community, look at how they feed your community.
Yeah.
How do they support your people? Do they have food banks? Are they opening their house to the homeless? Are they helping single mothers with resources and connecting them to those resources things like that. Like, how are they helping their community?
Yeah.
And so that's
They do stuff like
'cause there's
that, but I
some-
don't think it's on a level that they should. They make millions and millions of
Judge a
tax-free
man-
dollars,
Judge a
man.
man by the fruit that he bears.
exactly. What are they putting out there?
Yeah.
Because there's some churches I've seen, some smaller ones that they are
Yeah.
about community
Yeah.
and
For
stuff
surely.
like that. So that's the piece I always ask people to look at is how are they supporting you?
Mm-hmm.
If you were at your lowest, are they there to help you up?
Yeah.
I feel like the mega churches are the worst at that.
They shouldn't be profiting.
They're horrible.
They
Nah.
shouldn't be profiting.
If a pastor is got diamonds on and a $5,000 suit, I'm not listening to a word that motherfucker says.
Yeah, because he doesn't know
Straight up.
He doesn't know struggle. And if you really want to go down a rabbit hole, go look at the Vatican's main altar in their church, and then tell me after you see that picture. And
Yeah,
then
we
tell me-
we could get into the Vatican got all
can we,
kinds.
like, put the picture
Catholicism
up,
is
or-
second on that list behind Christianity. You
It
know
looks
what
like
I mean?
demons coming
Ooh.
up at Jesus and stuff. And and they have a
dang.
snake on top of the ceiling. If anyone knows what the snake represents, there's
It's
wisdom,
temptation, right?
but it's also it has a lot of meanings. The true meaning of a snake is wisdom, but also the other piece of it, because everything has its duality, it's a flip side, is that temptation and sin. So. I just say check it out.
What type of work do you do mainly now?
Oh my gosh, it's such a wide variety of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm a shamanic angel practitioner, psychic and medium. So I not only work with your energy body, I also work with your spiritual body.
Yeah.
So I do soul retrievals, I do energy balancing, I can help you connect to your angels, we can help do cleansings, I do spirit releases, like if you have lowered energies connected to you, I can release those if you're ready to let those go. So tons of different stuff. I connect you to your loved ones. I can help you. I don't see one or two paths. I see multiple paths because whatever you choose to believe in, God, universal power, it gave us this beautiful choice of free will. And because it gave us free will, we have all these different possibilities that we can branch out to.
Yeah.
And so those are the pieces that I work with. I work with empowerment. I believe you're your own sacred healer, and I'm just the tool and messenger, and that is it. And so I give you those tools to start working with.
Do you believe that we are creator?
Oh, yeah.
We share the same consciousness and spirit.
Absolutely. I believe how the best way I can describe it is imagine a sparkler, right? That's source. We're each of those sparks and different. And we're meant to be uniquely different.
Yeah.
We're meant to be unique. We're meant to be those snowflakes. So you can give me a different perspective. So when I'm looking at something, I was like, oh, man, I didn't see it like that. Thank you. And we're meant to have everyone's meant to carry own different medicine too.
Yeah. Okay.
And so when we try to compare ourselves or say, yes, I'm just I'm not good because I'm not like them. No, you're not meant to be. You're meant to be this different expression because what's going to resonate for maybe Matt, he may resonate more towards you and someone else may resonate towards me more because we're meant to have that different expression. Mm-hmm. We're meant to have that different energy of stuff because people think spirit is supposed to be just all light. No, it's shadow too. We need to express that too. We are light and we are shadow. And when we start embracing those pieces, that's when we come to that wholeness and togetherness with ourselves.
Do you believe that we're all one?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt it. I felt it the first time I did ayahuasca. I felt the energy of the people's heartbeat, and I felt the energy with the plants and the space and the cosmos. And I've taken that away with me ever since then.
How long does the come down, I should say?
So, this last one of my sisters had a really hard time. She was really shadowing, going deep into her shadow, and it was just too much. So he brought her a concoction and ended it within 20 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, so she was able to stop hers. I wish I would have known that on my first one, honestly.
You were like
because I was
10 hours in.
I want to get off the roller coaster now.
And I just it was exactly that. And it's activated by sound. It is. It's activated by their music and their
Frequency.
cantas. Yes, and then they were in the, like, everyone else was done journeying, and we were in the cabin, and they started singing, and I had to activate it again, and I was like, oh no.
Your inner Simon came out.
You could feel it go up my spine. I could feel it just go ding, ding,
You could feel
ding.
it tingling?
Yeah, up my Kundalini activation, right up to my spine, and then all this download and information came in, and I was just like, yeah, it was intense. And they literally told me, because I kept on, especially my second one. My second one was really a lot of download of information from the universe, and I kept on saying, I can't do this, no more. And they just said, breathe, just breathe. And every time I'm in struggle, or when you're going through a life situation, like when that car came careening into my backyard, I just had to stand there and just breathe.
Surrender.
Yep. And then, see, that's what this fourth one gave me, surrender.
Oh, wow. Did you just get that?
Yeah.
It looks new.
Yeah, me and my sisters.
Oh, yeah, I think I seen a picture of it. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty wild. A lot of tests in life, sometimes you just got to or just accept it. You know what I mean? Surrender and just be like, how can I grow from this? I feel that's how I'm changing my life right now. Like, I used to get upset about everything I go through when I'm broke. Like, fuck, how am I going to pay my rent? I figure it out. You know what I mean? I'm going to figure it out. I've been here before. Just surrender and just start putting in that work.
Yeah, our mayor won't let you be homeless on the streets. He'll come out and move you.
I mean,
He will. I've seen him do it already. He already did it.
what are you referring to?
The new mayor, he already like
Doing the
dismantled some homeless
sweeps?
camps. Yeah, and they're moving them to like, they got like a hotel or something. They're like repurposing hotels as like homeless
Refugees?
shelters and stuff like that. Yeah, he's getting them off the streets. So you won't be homeless, big dog.
I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. That's unfortunate, but at least, how do you feel towards that? Is that a good thing that we're doing that? now?
What? It's a good thing
That
that
they're
we're
doing the sweeps and cleaning up the streets? I
No,
don't know
it's
too
it's
much about
horrible that we have homelessness when there's like so many vacant homes in the United States that literally could house all the homeless 10 times over. But America, you know, capitalism, profit, we can't do anything unless we're making fucking millions of dollars. So
Yeah. We're in a recession.
they ain't
right now,
they ain't
I
gonna
feel.
make no money housing the homeless. So they ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
But it's fucked up that people have to even not, like, you can't have a place to go. Like, you can't even build your own spot. Like,
Yeah.
it's so fucked up.
Yeah, I
You
don't-
gotta do it a certain way, their way. You can't like, oh, I got wood, I could just build my spot right here. Can't
I'm
do
glad
that.
to see the homeless getting help. And
Are
cleaned
they
up off
getting
the-
help
I don't
though,
know.
or are
I
they
don't
just
know.
moving them somewhere
I'm glad
else,
they're off
out of
the
sight, out
street,
of mind?
though,
But
to
out
all
of
the
sight, out of
folk.
mind.
Downtown.
Now that they're off the street,
Yeah.
who's gonna be thinking about them? Who's gonna be doing anything for them? You're not gonna see them. So like, out of sight, out of mind. Like, they're
Yeah.
just trying to move the problem. They ain't trying to fix it.
Now it's going to be not necessarily downtown, but more in the inner cities,
I don't know. I don't know where
Or
it's all
in the
gonna be,
outer
but
suburban.
if you
areas.
live
I wonder-
if you live by like a little crack motel, you should probably move.
I mean, they're all over now.
I
bro.
know they're all
They're
over the place. And, like, I live
but-
right up here, and we live like off West Colfax, kind of. Like,
I think
it's zombie land over
our
here.
leaders need to fucking do some ayahuasca.
Yeah, I
Leaders.
I think our leaders need to be reset and removed. I think if they're making a profit from being in government, they're not for us as the people.
Another thing, I believe that our leaders should fight their own motherfucking wars. Our leaders should all be like, if America wants to go to war with Russia, our president should just fight their president, and we'll pay-per-view that, make some money off
Biden
it.
versus fucking.
Yo, because then you would have to vote for the best fighter in your country to be, like, our
Putin
president
against
would be
Biden?
Jon Jones. President Jon Jones, President Bones. That would be our president.
Bones.
'Cause he'd be fucking people up.
That'd be beautiful. That'd be like definitely some indigenous.
So you
type
better
of-
not have an old president no more, because we're coming for that ass. You got an old president.
I think we need a younger perspective for sure.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
we
Because,
need some
like,
young meat.
like what Matt was saying earlier, like if you do you, that's okay. If it
Yeah.
feeds you, good. You know,
Yeah.
we need that kind of mentality as leaders in our space. Not that it has to look like this and taking away women's rights and, you know, even just some of the things that they're doing. And it's like he said, it's all around corporate.
Yeah.
It's around money. And humanity needs more of a place of heart and more of that place of caring. And I agree with Matt. They're just hiding the problem versus, bringing in the services that they need with the mental health and resources and giving them the jobs and things like that. I mean, our cost of living, my poor kids can't get out on their own because they can't afford a house out there with their wages that they have.
And then we have the older generation, like, why can't you guys get your shit together?
Yeah.
Because y'all fucked it up for us.
Yeah, exactly.
And y'all bought a house for $30,000 in 1982. Like, we can't do that. Like, we make good money and we're poor. We're broke. We ain't got nothing. We can't own nothing.
But I don't see a problem with it. Like, people want, like, my parents are like that, with that mentality with my kids. And I'm like, why? They're home. They're happy. They can travel. They're going to school. They're getting to experience what they want to experience.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, a hamburger is not 11 cents like it used to be.
I applaud you for doing that.
Oh, I love
for
having my
keeping the
family.
kiddos
Like, I have my family
home.
there. We're meant to have
That's-
homesteads. We're meant to be with our families. I mean, they used to be where we had land, and our cousins and our aunties and uncles would just
Community.
be right there.
Yeah.
And we separated from that. We got separated from our community and from our family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. When it says it takes a tribe to raise a child, it does.
Yep. I mean, there's no sense of family no more. Like, it seems like anywhere I go, you see, like, we were at the park last week and there was a big family reunion going on with a lot of people. And it's like, I couldn't even imagine going to a family. I'd probably get jumped.
It was our buddy. So shout out to our brother, Robert Armijo. So he happened to be at the park, and me and Matt, my son, and his kids and his wife, we all went and hung out. But we seen a big old family there. And we're like, let's go sneak and go get some juices. Or something. See if they got some Modelos or something. I'm Uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Rage.
I'm Uncle Rage, man. But it was cool because he said that was his 38th anniversary family reunion.
Yeah, like with a big old family. You don't see that nowadays. I don't see that.
I've probably been to a family reunion of like the V Hills on my grandmother's side. My mom's side, you know what I mean?
I've been to one like a long time ago. That stuff doesn't happen no more. Nobody gets together no more. Everybody's down bad, to be honest with you.
Down bad. We just get
a lot of
so
people,
caught up in
not
our own
everybody.
household problems. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be more out in my family, and like, I love my family, you know what I mean? And I want to strive to be that patriarch, and not in a condescending way, you know what I mean? But I want to be the leader of my family, you know what I mean? That's gross to even fucking hear myself say that.
Why?
Well, I mean, your family, your kids, their kids, you will be in time.
Of my family, like, I want to be...
Like cousins you got now?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I want to be looked at like how my mom was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How my grandma is looked at now. Like, Uncle Len knows what he's doing, you know what I mean? Like, I want to put that love out for my family is what I'm trying to say. You know, as a patriarch. But, yeah, it's hard to gather people nowadays because everyone's like, we'll see what's up, we'll see what's good.
Nobody really,
You know what I mean?
really like cares about each other nowadays. Everybody's just like, oh, he died. That's tough. You know, like,
why though? Why?
I don't know.
Like
it's
that?
like we just
think
got
it's-
away from each other.
I think that's a disconnect from community. And
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that disconnect.
And with
we're
my
taught that.
family, with my family, they're from Southern Colorado and stuff, and they're from different places. I'm from the north side of Denver, so they all like they're a different thing. You know, they're cholos and stuff.
You can say
They're
it,
not
bro.
like
You
well,
can
they're
say
not
it.
California Southsiders, you know, like in that sense. But they're like cholos, sureños, they're essays. They don't like me because I'm from the north side. Like they see me as a op. Like I'm family. Like you see me as a op. That's why you don't talk to me. That's why you don't hit me up. Like all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like I guess it'll be like that.
That's your.
I
own,
can't
like,
help where I'm from, where I was raised. You know what I mean? This is me.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you guys something. Sometimes you can build your own family.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't always have to be genetic. You can build it with your friends. You can build it with your community. And that's the family that you can thrive from growth from.
Shoot, this is my family
I got
right
brothers.
here.
Like I got family. I got brothers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it does suck when you do have like your own blood family and they really don't fuck with you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's like, cause I want to be cool with my family, but
What do
They
we do?
don't,
What do we
bro.
do? Because I strive to be the leader too, but I have family probably who looks at me a little different. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's all love on my
What
end.
do
you know
we
what I
do?
mean?
Because
Try our
we-
best to bridge that gap somehow.
bridge the gap between what?
The connection.
North and South or family?
I don't know about that one
See, that's what I'm
can't-
saying.
I can't speak
That's
on
what
that
I'm
one.
saying.
because that's
Because
is
that's
what it is.
that's
I'm talking
above
about
us.
people-
like that's something that
I'm
we
talking-
can't
yeah.
control, and that's something
I'm
that
talking about
was
people-
before us, and it's
yeah.
going to be after us.
I'm talking about people
So-
who could like my brothers, you know what I mean? I don't have the best relationship with my two oldest brothers, but I would love to have a better relationship with them. Even, you know what I mean? My four oldest brothers, I should say. I don't have a relationship with them. I only have a relationship with one of my brothers. Two of my brothers. Goddamn, how many brothers do you have?
How many you got?
I got 6 brothers.
I know.
And I'm
I know
close.
3.
Yeah, I'm close to my brother Julian. I love you, brother. And I'm close to my brother Jesse. I love you, Jesse. And the other ones I'm not as close to. I would love to be. You know what I mean? But I guess we just all get caught up in our own, like whatever's around me. You know what I mean? And I'm a victim of that too. You know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah, it sucks because you
Hard.
want to reach out and say what's
Yeah.
up, but
I'll pray for you.
yeah, we go to church and we gonna pray for these motherfuckers.
Come on, sister.
I'll put
Come
you
on,
on
sister.
my altar.
You'll go on the ofrenda when you pass away.
Oh my God, what forget you? Oh, that's fucked up. But that's how it is. You want to take a little break for a second?
Sure.
So one thing that I remember speaking with you about back in the day, you were telling me that you do spirit extractions.
Yeah, spirit extraction. So there's different levels of spirits that we can get attached to us, right? We can go into a place that, quote, quote, is considered haunted, and that spirit energy or ghost can become attached to you and follow you home. So that's one form of attachment. There's other energies that have turned their back from the light. Some people refer them as demons or lower energy vibrational beings that can come in when we're really vulnerable. And so when people play with Ouija boards and they don't know how to bless the space or know how to work with a Ouija board, they can bring and invite that in, because those energies only can be brought in through invitation somehow, that we call it in. I've had people purposely call them in because they think it brings them power into their life of money, wealth, and all that other things. And those are harder to get off it. But yes, I do spirit extractions from people to help bring in the light and hopefully bring in balance into their life.
I don't want to say that I am skeptical either, because I do want to be open to what you have to say. But I know you were saying you were pretty skeptical about it.
Well, about like the religious exorcisms.
Yeah,
Like-
that could be the other name rather than spirit extraction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But like more like, like what the movies are about, somebody like speaking in tongues and like, I don't know. I feel like mental health is a real thing. Like, and people really there's people with mental health problems that you see talking to themselves, or like you might think they're possessed by a demon, but is that a mental health thing, or are they,
Like
do they have like
schizophrenia?
like a schizophrenia? Is that like
So I'm gonna-
something that can be extracted?
Well, it depends, right? Shamans believe it's dis-ease, and dis-ease with the body, dis-ease with your emotions, dis-ease with your place here on this earth. A lot of shamans believe, like with schizophrenic, you're moving between dimensional realms. That your soul is fluctuating between realms, and so cannot have a solid space to be. And then some have also believed that you're so sensitive that you can see the 5D reality when a lot of people can't. And we're going to start seeing more. Like, we're starting to see, like, as we're moving through this awareness, we're seeing more people see things that weren't normally there. And we're going to start seeing a little bit more of that as we're moving through this dimension and moving from 3D to 5D. So
what-
they're just more sensitive to it. And can you imagine always being told, no, that's not true? Have you ever had a paranormal experience, either one of you?
I've talked to friends who've and I'm just gonna say it, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but they've lost their mind and have like said that hey, like I'm Spider-Man and you're the Green Goblin and you're trying to kill me. Like I've had that conversation with like a really good close friend of mine, and I'm like, brother fell off his fucking rocker.
And they can.
You know what I mean? But who am I to say that what he's seeing is just a projection?
Maybe you fucking are the Green Goblin.
You know what I mean? But like, he might be going. I don't know what the fuck he's going through, but obviously he's living his truth.
I think
he's probably seeing some. I don't know.
He lost his Uncle Ben.
But I
You know
think
what I mean?
I think the mind is a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes there is some truth to that some people have broken that tool of that mental piece. But I also have seen the other end of it, where there is something influencing a person outside of that.
Like, can you give us an example?
So my most recent experience was this person was playing this video game that's intentionally really lower vibration frequency. It's like about demons and even the sacred geometry and tones and
What
frequencies.
game? I want to play it.
No,
Diablo?
I'm not putting that out there. No, but even in Diablo, I skip some scenes in there because I'm playing Diablo with my online friends, and
Yeah.
I skip some scenes. 'Cause I'm like, nope,
Oh, whoa.
nope, I'm not putting that into my space, and they laugh at me because of that. But it's true because there's some symbols and stuff like that. I don't want to take into my space, but that's my choice.
Not fair.
But this game is intentionally to bring in a lower vibration frequency to people. And it teaches, it attaches an energy of like that demonic or whatever. And it was one of the first times I actually was afraid.
Roblox.
Yeah, it was really, and because you got to understand, this energy doesn't want us to evolve. It doesn't want us to go to this awareness, and so they want this collective consumerism, and it doesn't want us to be connected to community. It wants us to be separate. It wants us to be separate from ourselves and everything else. And so it's going to do things through video games, music, things like that can have an influence on where do we take it in our brain. Right. So this one was, I don't know even how to explain it, but
Can you speak up a little bit more?
yeah.
on your mic?
So
Yeah,
he,
just like that. Yep.
the person that it was, I did the girlfriend first because it came attached because she was connected to him.
Yeah.
Right. And hers was easier to get detached, but him, when he came in, his intention was actually to put negative energy in my space. He didn't know.
He didn't. Was he purposely doing
Oh
this?
yeah, he was purposely because
He was
she
like,
was
"Fuck
like,
you," like that?
it was like purposely, like I could hear the taunting. I mean, that sounds so crazy. It makes me sound like I'm crazy, right?
You're living your truth. We're all out.
No, I believe in that because I work with an
Yeah.
energy sucking motherfucker like that.
Yeah, but this energy purposely goes after your weakest pieces of you. And it reminds you of that. It tells you that, like how you've either failed as a mom or as a wife or as a person in your community. It tells you those things as you're like working in this energy.
Oh my
Oh yeah,
Lord.
it's insane. And I wasn't able to take it off of him.
Yeah.
What they showed me was I was able to do cracks of light into his space. So literally, when they left, they ended up hitting a deer on the way home. And then when he got home, he went crazy and took off. And I told her, even before she left, I said, hide your car keys. They keep telling me, hide your car keys. Well, she didn't. He stole her car, purposely rammed it through a fence, a tree, and a power grid, walked away with no injuries, ended up assaulting 2 other people. The police brought him back because the people refused to press charges to the house. Yeah, it was insane. Yeah.
Guy sounds like a fun guy.
I want to party with that
I want
guy.
to party with that guy.
Played a
No.
video game with him.
That one I wasn't
Hell no.
I wasn't able
I'm
to
just kidding.
help him, but I was able to help his girlfriend. I was able to take
She's-
that energy away from her and get her out of that situation.
She's doing better now.
Yeah.
Are they still together?
No.
Nice.
Yeah. But
What he gets.
then another one before that was some kids playing with the Ouija board, And they were calling,
Kids?
yeah, okay, yeah. It's like, it's catered as a kids game.
Yeah, who are the makers?
Where
of
do you
it?
even buy this?
You can buy it on Amazon
Spencer's,
everywhere.
For
And,
real?
Yeah, in Europe they're banned.
I've seen them before and I've messed with them, but like
Who are the
They're banned.
it just
who are
looks like
the-
cardboard to me. I don't.
who are the makers of it?
The Ouija board?
Yeah,
it's
like,
old.
It's like a big company.
Yeah, it's Hasbro
Milton
now.
Bradley or
it's
Hasbro?
Hasbro now makes them.
The people who make Monopoly make
But
it.
where they started is like in Europe. I mean, they're really ancient communication spirit tools. People don't realize it's like, have you ever worked with a pendulum at all?
Yeah, with you.
Yeah.
With you.
So a pendulum is also a tool, and you got to realize you're opening up when you're ever accessing a tool. You're opening up energy and frequency in your space.
Yeah.
So it's really important to set sacred space, set that intention of love and light, set that intention of saging. And the biggest mistake people make when they sage is they don't open the doors and windows.
Yeah,
That's
for
like
surely.
like putting sweeping your floor and putting all the dust in the corner and not picking it up and sweeping it out.
Yeah.
And so that's
you
what
want that energy
yeah,
to get the effect.
yeah, and people are like, well, what's sage? Well, sage is an energetic like bleach. It just cleanses that space. It gives you that neutral space to work from. And you get to set the intention of the energy you're bringing in.
I never thought of that. I've burned sage with the windows closed and stuff before.
Yep, you got to open up those doors and windows.
Sick.
You got to get it out. It's like
Always.
literally it will go convolute into a corner, and then it's going to go and spread back into your space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smudge with your windows open, peoples. So
So Ouija boards are like working with a portal.
Yeah.
And so you don't know what you're calling in. You're literally opening your front door and just yelling, come on in. Unless you know what you're working with.
Yeah.
Unless you know what you're doing. Like, so I bring mine out during, I
you got a
love.
Ouija board?
Oh yeah, I got a few. I love them. So Halloween, if you guys want to experience it, come over. We'll play.
go up there during Halloween, too.
My kids know.
I'm scared.
I bring out the EVP thing. We record. We do things like that. And I wouldn't be surprised even during this podcast if you may even catch something, because usually someone does when I'm
what
talking.
do you mean catch something?
Like you'll hear a whisper in the background to
I
a
thought you meant,
question.
like physically.
No, like you'll hear a whisper of like our ancestors being here. Like if you asked her a question, you'll hear a yes or something like that.
Are you here,
Yeah.
ancestors? Pablo Diaz.
Yeah.
Say,
What are the next winning lotto numbers?
Oh, I wish it worked like
No,
that,
I know,
right?
yeah, it would be
It's just
tight.
like the best way I can describe it, like when you're working with intuition, and it's not a gift, for one. We all have this sixth sensibility. We're innate meant to have a higher frequency of receiving and understanding. And when people call it a gift or they say I have this gift, I call malarkey, because we all have the sixth sense. We're all meant to be these intuition beings. It's just like walking into a room when you feel and sense the tension in the room. When you
Yeah.
walk and you knew something was there, that's
Yeah.
your sixth sense. That's just being
For sure.
activated.
is that your pineal gland?
Yes, your pineal gland. And when you talk about tap water, it's full of fluoride that blocks our pineal gland. And so that's why I don't drink tap water. You have to decalcify that pineal gland for meditation to receive a higher space for your sixth sense.
I drink so much tap water. It is insane.
So we
Crazy.
got to get him a filter.
Crazy.
I'll get you a filter, brother.
So
And not the Brita, please, not the Brita.
I got
No.
So I'll drink water
Get
out
you a
the
life
gutter,
straw,
like
buddy.
out the rain gutter. I'll drink water. So good.
He's like those ones with those straws from like when you're in the forest.
the
Yeah, the
wild.
life straw. They're like $20 at Walmart. I know. Well, sponsor us,
Might
buddy.
give me one.
That's bad. He's like,
Might have
I'm
to give me
drinking.
I
one.
have one.
Man.
For surely. But yeah, my grandmother used to play with the Ouija board back in the day, and I just remember stories. Like my mom would tell me that she was always like all fucked up about it, like, ugh, like grandma used to play with those, and I think my mom used to play with them too, and now my sister is like into Wiccan and stuff.
So is,
like
is there a
that.
positive way to play with the
absolutely,
Ouija
and that's what I-
board?
and
Is
that's
that
what
what
I-
they're for?
I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
there
what I
was a
do.
positive way.
Yeah, there is a positive way. And so you do, like mine is blessed with moon water or holy water, whatever you're called to, in the back. And then I set an intention and I call certain light angels that I work with before I communicate. And that's the space I work from. And so if we want to call in our ancestors, I give them permission to come in and communicate. Freaked out my daughter's boyfriend the first time because his one of his grandmas came in and stuff. So you got to be open, but you do have to be cognizant of the space that you're calling in.
Yeah.
Just with anything, right?
Because it's open.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's an opening of that portal of energy.
I watched this YouTube channel. It's like Cody something. I'll put the tag right here on the video. But he has this. It's a radio looking thing, and he taps into the afterlife and to spirits. Like he's talked to like Nipsey Hussle.
All through it's probably the static, right?
Yeah.
Like when the old TVs. Remember when we used to have like the TV would go off and they have the static. Yeah, there is something about that static energy that you can.
Come in.
Yeah, that's like when you do EVPs, you're running through radio stations to get that static.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're running through the radio stations at a fast pace to get that static energy, so you can bring that energy in.
Yeah, and it's
Why
like
would Nipsey Hussle want to talk to him?
Because he said that there's, he always has his disclaimer, maybe this ain't the spirit. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually a really cool YouTube channel.
It's probably not.
Probably ain't.
No, I mean, it's
But
probably a cool YouTube channel, but
I'm gonna believe
it's
it.
probably not Nipsey Hussle.
Hey, if you guys want to try sometime, I'll bring it here and we can try it
Please.
together. Seriously,
we'll go to your home.
We'll try to get Nipsey
No,
Hussle
I can bring
in
it here. I can bring it here and we can do it so you can record it
We'll
and
get
see what we
Nipsey on
get.
the podcast.
I'm super with all of that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that because I want to talk to my mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a fucking hard ass. I don't cry about anything but my mom. I'll cry. You know what I mean? I'll cry about my mom all the time.
Because you're connected to her. That's a soul loss.
You know what I cry about now? I cry when I think of Creator. When I smudge, I immediately start crying.
It's a cleanser.
I never was like that. But now that I'll smudge, like I'll immediately just start tearing up and like.
So when you think of, I think for men,
up.
you guys have not been given permission to express your emotions.
Oh, I just said that.
No, you haven't. Because you guys, what were you guys told when growing up? Suck
it up. Be a man.
Yeah.
Rub some dirt on it.
You
Don't
know,
be a little bitch.
My mom used to always say, "You gonna be a man or a mouse?"
No.
Yeah.
She used to always say that shit to
No,
me.
we got to process that. We got to let that go because emotions are energy. I wish I had my dowsing rods to show you, and I'll bring those next time because I can have so much fun with you guys. Energy, it's another form of energy, and when we suppress it, it has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just basic physics, and so it's gonna manifest physically in your body through illness if we don't express. And I want you to think of the elements of your tears. What are tears made up of?
Water and salt.
Water and salt. Water is the expression of movement of emotions, and salt is grounding and centering. And it's Spirit's way of giving us a way to naturally cleanse and ground ourselves through tears.
When's the last time you cried, Matt? Like actually fucking just had a good old tear session.
Probably a long time ago. Like I'll get choked up every now and again.
But you
I'll
stopped
get
it.
eyes watering, but that's where I stop. Like
You don't come off as a crier to me.
I don't. That's what I'm like. I really don't cry crazy. Like I think I cried like when my little cousin passed away. Like you know what I mean? Like that's I
cried on the
rarely
last
cry.
podcast.
Dude, I rarely cry. Like even nowadays, like when I lose somebody close to me, like it's hard to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like why am I not crying? Why am I not? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
like
you have to ask yourself.
yeah, like what the fuck?
Fuck, why don't I cry?
That's because
Yeah.
you've been taught and conditioned to block it. So the next time I'm going to encourage you to really push through instead of trying to block it and let yourself just have a good cry and then tell me how you feel after that.
feel
I always
good
feel like when I
cry.
do cry, I sound goofy as fuck, and then it makes me laugh.
That's cool. Then.
So it's like, fuck, man, I can't even cry right. I can't do nothing right, man. Damn.
How do I do this?
So laughter
For
is one of the highest vibrations that we can
Laughter
bring
is
in.
my medicine. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I fuck
Yes,
with.
laughter. When people come to me and they're really depressed, I put them on, watch comedies, listen to high vibration like songs. You don't listen to the sad songs.
We'll just go and make him laugh.
Yeah, and
Oh,
just
man.
laugh.
We'll kill him.
Yeah.
We'll roast him.
So
Please.
it does something. It changes the energy and vibration when you're laughing.
That's
Yeah,
one,
it does for
yeah.
sure. That shit always,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I go to. Like, that's movies that I watch are only shit
Yeah.
that makes me laugh. I'm only interested in stuff that makes me laugh. Like,
For surely.
I don't watch scary movies, or like I don't watch dramas or like stressful
dramas.
shit. I don't like that shit. I like watching something funny.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I get my,
That's how I walked myself out of depression.
yeah.
Taking care of my tummy.
If I didn't have
You know what I
laughter,
mean?
I would not be here today.
Taking care of my gut flora. And then just like, I'm already a goofy motherfucker. So just making people laugh. That's always been my medicine.
So when you were
Yeah.
just talking about your gut, people don't realize 70% of our serotonin's made in our gut. And so our food is no longer nutritionally balanced. It's not. It doesn't have the nutrients that it used to have. So our gut doesn't get the flora and stuff that it needs to do. So if you do a pre and probiotic, one of the basic great gifts you can give to your stomach.
Yeah, and it helps regulate everything else.
Oh, yeah.
It
It
for real
puts back-
knocks me out of depression.
It does, because 70% of your serotonin's made in your gut.
And your 70% of your health is in your tummy.
Oh yes, absolutely. And people always see like our certain things as
my
separate,
God.
but
It's my
our stomach is
Panza.
huge. It's the one that absorbs our nutrients for us. It's the one that brings in all that balance. I mean, and that's also the place of our sacral and our solar plex chakras. Do you guys know anything about your chakras?
I do not.
So
Not
your
yet.
sacral chakra is the seat of your emotions, your creativity, sexuality. The solar plex here, like here right above your abdomen, your belly button is your solar plex. That's your seat of power. So in martial arts, you hear a lot of them go, huh, and stuff like that when they're working that. And that's what they're activating. They're activating those two things. And so when you learn how to start working with those two energy centers, and especially around your stomach, when there's any stomach issues, it helps, like that gut feeling, right? When
yeah.
they say you get a gut feeling, where do you feel it? When you're nervous.
Yeah, in your tummy.
In your tummy. And that's why. It's because it's activating those chakras.
And your kundalini.
Yeah, the kundalini is a
Feel it in
whole
my
power
spine.
line down your spine
When I
and
get
stuff like that.
anxiety, I feel it like in the back of my neck.
In the back of your
And
neck,
I
yeah.
get my stomach.
Is your Kundalini hurting?
So kundalini
How's your Kundalini feeling?
I'm going to start using that. How's your kundalini feeling?
How's your Kundalini
I'm going to
doing?
steal that
For
back.
real. It's real.
I hope it's cool.
Kundalini. Yeah. I used to have a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety, but just like eating more and just like taking care of myself, even like just supplementing with vitamins. That shit knocked me out of.
Well, I'm going to tell you the
It's weird.
vitamins that
It's a trip.
we're dense from. We need vitamin D,
D, for
and the
sure.
biggest mistake people make with taking vitamin D is you need to have the sun to activate it. We are people of the sun.
That's all. That's why I'm taking it, because I'm never in the sun.
You have to, and if you're not in the sun, then get a solar light,
I
not
just
the
stick my arm
sunlight.
out the window.
Like I
work
have a
from
little
home.
one. Like I have a little one on my desk that I have to activate because we are sun beings. We need the sun's energy, and it literally activates the vitamin D in our body. The other one that we're missing is zinc. Zinc is a
Yeah.
great one to help bring in balance to our immune system, right? And
Yeah, go ahead,
I'll
go
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Those two are why the fucking world were dying from COVID. Just from those two, zinc and vitamin D.
And vitamin C.
Yeah, vitamin C.
Yeah, and vitamin C.
Yeah.
And then also is magnesium. We're really deficient, and there's several different types of magnesium, but magnesium helps build the structure of our cells to help do the little electrical impulses and for it to do the work that it needs to do. Omega-3s is another one that you need to do. And I get it. Fish oils really just suck,
Be
right?
burping.
No, and so you can do
do.
it through chia seeds. You can also do Barleans on Amazon, but only get the lemon flavor. You can't hardly taste it, because especially when I work with like a lot of kids with ADHD, we do a lot of vitamin stuff and stuff. And the biggest thing too, people need to do is a parasite cleanse. They don't realize that if you're a meat eater, you should do a parasite cleanse at least once a year.
How do you do that then? 'Cause I
yeah.
eat hella meat.
Yeah, you can just do you want to get supplements with wormwood and some other some like walnuts and some other herbs that are in there. It's like about 5 or 6 herb blend, but just like Parasil, Paragard are really good. you want to cleanse that because parasites feed off of sugar. And then they throw out toxins into your body that cause an inflammatory process. Mm-hmm. And so when someone comes to me and they're complaining of gut issues and or depression or something, they've tried everything, we do a whole body cleanse to get a set. Let's get the body to its right space.
I'm going to ask you something weird.
Yeah, go ahead.
We talked about this in the previous podcast.
Okay.
What do you know about coffee enemas?
Oh, coffee enemas. There's some.
I'm sorry, I had to bring it up again.
Oh, that's okay. No, I know some people that actually do them. There's some studies that show they actually do help with the inflammation and other processes.
And your kidneys, right?
Yeah, but the biggest thing, for me, it's kind of invasive. I mean, you know what I mean?
Let me get that Folger, son.
Hey, they say you could taste it too.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
no, it's true.
I could taste it from there.
For real, you can?
I've heard that there's taste buds.
Taste buds?
Taste buds. I heard you got taste buds.
It helps your kidneys, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like
it does.
But
I feel like there's other things that you can bring in, other herbs that you can work with, bring in
get
kidney.
that out of here. We can do other ways.
Are they doing
Yeah.
dry coffee or liquid
No, it's
coffee?
liquid. It's liquid. So it's like you put it in a little, like, have you ever seen the store-bought enemas? I'm a nurse. So when they do the store-bought enemas,
Sausage party.
I've never done it. No, that's a douche.
Oh, damn.
well, it just goes in a different place. That's all. That's
So
the
same
difference.
stuff, different. All right,
different
okay.
place. Yeah.
All right.
And so why does it work better is our colon is a fast absorber. So that's why people sometimes do the beer bongs there or they do cocaine there.
Definitely heard that before.
Butt chugging.
Because it's literally a fast absorption. And so that's why so much with the coffee enemas too.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of Joe
How
Rogan,
often do
so
you do a coffee enema?
I haven't done one yet. I'm still looking for the right coffee.
If you want one, I have a website that I can link
I just
you guys
wanted to-
up. I'm just telling you.
I like to derail
have-
the conversation with some weird shit like
I have
that.
some
cool.
resources.
I don't even like drinking coffee with my mouth. I'm not gonna put it up my butt.
This is way better.
Actually, it tastes better this
Do they
way.
use creamer? So,
Oh yes,
I'm just kidding.
some Splenda.
No, but I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, so they bring that up, and
He has a lot of really neat, interesting things on his podcast.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
really
different
recommend a lot of his stuff because I love how he brings different perspectives and different ideas, and he challenges it.
Yeah.
I think
Do
it's a
you
good
watch
one.
what's his name? The Russian dude, Lex Friedman.
Oh,
You
I
watch
don't.
his podcast?
I don't.
So last week he had back-to-back Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, and then a poet who was from, what do they call that? There's Israel
go ahead
and
and say what it's called, yeah.
Palestinians.
Say it
So
again.
he had Netanyahu, who's the leader of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and then his next interview was a poet from Palestine.
Oh,
That shit was powerful. Like hearing they're at war. They've been at war for so many years. They're like one of the main wars in the Middle East has been being fought forever. And like he had them on back to back, and I thought that was crazy. Like podcasting is crazy. Like they're really getting into some.
yeah. Now think of all the people who are on the opposing side that are actually going to listen to. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? I didn't like a lot of people before I listened to them on the Joe Rogan show. I didn't like Immortal Technique
Why not?
because I was a Christian at that time. And I was like, whatever. And then I listened to the show, and then I listened to the Immortal Technique episode, and was like, whoa. Like,
He's a
just,
smart dude.
yeah, well, when you hear things from a different and opposing perspective, bro, you need that in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're always that, what is it, the
Confirmation bias.
Yeah,
You
if
look
you're
for
always hearing
what
that
you
shit, bro,
believe.
you're just going to never have your individuality, I feel.
But yeah, I thought that was crazy having just two world
That's tight.
leaders who are at war, basically. Well, the other dude wasn't the world leader, but he was a poet from Palestine.
That's tight.
So it's just getting two different perspectives. I'm like, that's crazy. It's crazy where podcasting is going. Like, people are really landing crazy interviews, like life-changing interviews, you know?
Yeah, we're still in the early stages of podcasting. Mm-hmm. What do you? What is your podcast? You can plug it in.
Yeah, mine is Mystical Musings, and it's always guarded around the spirituality. And then I always end with some kind of ritual. Because to me, ritual is really sacred in our space. It reminds us and keeps us focused on our intention and helps us give us a point to move into action with it.
How long are they?
They're usually, they can go from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what we're talking about. The last one was a fun one where I did Kari growing up with a psychic mom, and what was that like, and how did it change?
She was a guest?
Yeah, so how did it change her perspective of growing up with a mom that is not fitting into the norm?
Yeah.
And how did that influence her, and how was it hard for her as well?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a powerful parenting thing right there, to get like to actually let your kid talk to you. I try to do that with my son. Like, what do you want me to do better, buddy? Like, buddy, you know what I mean? Like, how can I be a better parent?
Well,
What do you want me to do better?
they're also my teachers as well.
Yeah.
It's not just me, their teacher. They help teach me how to learn how to be a better mom.
Yeah.
Because we're not perfect. I'm human. I make mistakes. And I feel lucky enough that my kids will call me out on it and hold me accountable.
Yeah.
And they usually use my words against me, and I'm like, oh man.
But you said,
Exactly. You hear them the same advice I would give them, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear that right now. But they're that great mirror back of reflection to me. And the biggest thing I've learned as a parent is learning to say, I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? Yeah.
Yeah, we're not always right.
Yeah, we're
That's
not.
one thing as a parent, we're always like trying to fight that. Like, no, I know better.
Yeah.
I know better. I'm older.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah. And so they've each brought me a whole different perspective, and they each taught me how to grow in an immense way. And they still are.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. And to say that we're just there for them, no, they're absolutely there for me and my growth.
yep. I wouldn't know where I'd be without my little
babies.
jerks.
Little jerks.
Crazy little people.
Little babies.
I don't even think I should say what we call ours.
Yeah. I also my son's a little fucker, man.
I call mine, I have nicknames for him. I call them poopies because I can't call them shitheads, so I call them poopies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because no matter what, we're human. There's not like if you come into a home, it's not like, oh, love and light. No, we're here in the human experience, and we go through all the crazy emotions of everything. But it's also taking accountability when I fuck up, right? I have to take that accountability because I'm not the perfect mom. And I do have my ego that I have to battle with my sense of, oh, I know better. Yeah. And each kid is different too.
I'm like, my kids don't like take me seriously because I'm always joking around and messing around. So like, I'm not the dad that's like, oh no, dad's coming home. We better act right. I'm like, yay, dad's here. You know, I'm that dad.
I'm the dad.
I'm the dad that can't discipline my kids because they don't see me as a scary person. I'm never yelling at them. Dad. Yeah, I'm never yelling at them or never, you know what I mean? Like,
but do you still have boundaries with them?
What do you mean?
Like, do they have consequences?
They do have like consequences, but like my girl will like kind of yell, like get them. I'm like, I'm more of like, dad. Yeah, see, she's the disciplinary. I'm like oh yeah, hey, what's up? You know, like.
So I'm going to ask you kind of a hard-hitting question here. Does she feel that she carries all that on her?
Probably.
And does that feel like she may have some resentment or anger towards carrying that?
Yeah.
So I would ask her that.
No, I know. I'm kind of good at like filling out situations. I get that, but like I can't. It's not like I don't get mad. Like.
Well, you don't have to get mad
to
enact rules and discipline with children. We never spanked our children, or we never held that things, but they knew exactly what type of consequences they were going to have for whatever actions they were.
Yeah, all I got to do is look at my son or my daughter.
Yeah, we call it the look.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yep.
Yeah, when I can't give my kids the look.
No.
It just starts smiling.
Because they're like, oh,
wait till they get a little bit older.
No, yeah.
They're still
honestly,
babies.
that is the thing. 4 and 2.
Oh,
so
just
I don't believe
12.
I can't. I can't be hard on them. They're just little babies. If they're like 10 or 8 or 9 and you're acting up, I might.
Well, that
You know what I mean?
They'll get there.
I was gonna say,
They'll
he'll
it.
get there. That
Right
biggest-
now in this stage, they're always happy to see me.
Yeah,
So I like that.
That stage is more about choices, giving them choices.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do this or this. What choice are you going to do
Yeah.
with this?
If you do this, you're
Yep.
taking your TV.
I learned that when I was teaching. You always got to give them that.
I guess
choice.
that's
It is.
their like consequences. Is they'll get something taken away from them.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily like, cussing out and yelling
you
at
don't
my
need
kids.
to cuss at them.
You wanna play the
Yeah,
game though,
I
right?
see
Like-
people that do it though, and I'm just it always makes me a little uncomfortable. I'm like, yeesh.
Yeah,
Me.
it's a hard
Yeah.
space to be.
I've been aggressive when I was
No, like
younger. When I was,
I've told him too, like,
Calm down.
chill.
Yeah.
It's just Brandon. No.
No, but for real, I'm not gonna shy away from that. I didn't know how to be a dad when I was first when I had my son. I didn't know how to.
I was
do
going
that
to say,
shit.
you learn from what you were taught,
Yeah.
remember? And
Yeah.
so.
and I didn't, and I'm not knocking my pops, but my pops was, and I fucking hate to say it because I love my dad to death, but he wasn't really like a father figure that I needed. You know what I'm saying? Because he was caught up in his shit, and my mom wasn't really present. So I didn't really get to have that like nurturing that I needed. You know what I mean? When I lived with my grandparents, shit, there was no connection there. You know what I mean?
was it?
There was no
Oh.
connection there. Like I love them, but it wasn't like
The nurturing, support.
like, hey, Hito, like, you want to do homework or anything like that? So when it took me to be a parent to like, fuck, I gotta really study this and like, stop being a dickhead. It's hard. It was hard, bro. And for real, I remember the times you'd tell, well, calm down. And I'm like, I didn't even realize, bro, because
I'd be like,
that's just how I would
Yeah.
be with men.
I get it.
You know what
Yeah, I
mean?
get
Like,
it.
as a little man and coming from a man, like how I was raised, I didn't like men. I fucking still don't like men. Because, I don't know, it's just weird. So, like, when-
Yeah, I don't really like motherfuckers either.
it's just how it is. You know what I mean? But I have to fucking... I learned this recently, too. Nobody cares. It's hard saying that, but nobody gives a fuck about men's feelings. So...
Nah.
That's what I say, and I don't
Yeah.
think you guys have been.
I don't
given
even think
permission,
I care
but
about my
think
own
that's
feelings.
Changing.
It's
I
changing.
I think it's
Yeah.
changing, and that is one of the things I think with this mental health awareness and saying it's okay to have emotions,
Yeah.
and it's okay to express anger in a healthy way,
Yeah.
because that is the pieces that we need to work through. Like
Yeah.
women, we're like, it's okay to cry. Right? It's
Yeah.
okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be this. But men, like, I honestly feel sad that you guys have always like have to carry the burden of never feeling vulnerable
Yeah.
and never feeling seen.
It's lonely.
It's lonely.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
be
I've
real,
heard a
it's
lot.
lonely to
I've
be
heard
a
a lot of
man.
men talk. Like my guy friends have said. Like I have a group of gamer friends, and they always warn people. Like when we have a new person come in the group, they go, "Watch it. You're going to be talking about things you never thought you're going to talk about."
Play again.
but then I hear them talking, and I hear them like expressing themselves, and they have this gratitude that they have this friend group that they're able to actually express who they are without judgment.
Yeah.
And they say, I hear a lot of them say, I can't talk like this to my wife, or I can't talk to this with my
Damn.
guy friend because then I'm considered weak. Versus,
Yeah.
no, you're just expressing what you need to express
Yeah.
and speaking your truth.
That's to go back to my son. Like when I look even at my baby, you know what I mean? And Brandon, when I look at them, I'm like, fuck, these are boys. Like the world is going to be way more mean than I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I got to love you, motherfucker, because no one else is going to love you like how I need to love you better. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I'm loving you to the best of my
No,
capability.
men don't get unconditional love. It's always a condition attached to that. Like, are you providing for me?
Yeah.
Are you doing this for your kids? Or it's always a conditional thing. It's not like
Yeah.
I love you just for who you are as a person. It's never that.
We're not trying to be sexist and put blame on women either.
No, definitely
But
not. Because
we're
I
just-
understand
yeah,
it from their
it's hard.
perspective either.
It is
But
hard
I-
being a
I mean,
a
also-
man too.
But I
You
think
know what I mean?
I think they need to hear what men carry. I don't think it's talked about enough. I don't think it's acknowledged.
I don't think that they care.
Oh, I think they do.
I think they do.
I think for the most part, they don't care.
Who?
Like for the majority of females don't really care about like a man's struggle. They'll never understand
Maybe
it.
they just don't understand it. 'cause
They'll
it's
never
coming
understand.
from a female's perspective.
Yeah. Just like we'll never
Maybe it's-
understand their struggle either. And
Communication is what it comes
yeah,
to.
I think it's communication and having a talk like this that starts opening that. And with you, you're breaking generational patterns.
Yeah.
And so you have to give yourself grace that, at the time you didn't know better, but now you're choosing differently and you're teaching your sons that difference.
Yeah.
And what a gift, right?
Yeah.
No, seriously, it is what a gift. You know, I've seen your process unfold and I've seen your brother's process unfold. And in that, there's this beautifulness of you guys learning who you are.
Yeah.
So you got to give yourself, like, you're having a hard time receiving that, but that's awesome.
It's hard for any man to receive any type of praise or anything. I don't like to hear it. Like,
I
just
love to get it because
keep it to yourself.
Like, I love to hear it, but I don't like to let my head get big.
Be proud of me over there. Don't tell me. You just make me
But
feel
why?
funny. I don't know.
The
I wish
Four
I knew.
Agreements, the book, The Four Agreements. It's when someone disrespects you, that's literally them saying that shit because that's how they feel.
That's a reflection of them.
But it
yes.
also, he also talks about in that book complimenting too. Like, you can't let that shit make your head big.
Yeah.
Like,
But it doesn't
you
mean-
accept. Yeah, you accept the compliment, but
But you don't, it's like, it's not saying you don't, it's one thing to accept it. It's another thing that you then take it and then, I'm all that.
Yeah, that's what I try to.
That's the difference.
So
So you got to receive it and say, thank you. How many times do you say thank you when someone compliments you?
Matt.
Probably not that many times. I'll be like,
So I'm going to give you a challenge.
that's what I'm supposed to do.
No,
I'm doing what I'm
that
supposed
shit
to
is very
do. Like,
real.
don't thank me or be proud of me for doing what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do.
But that's not the case with everyone. Like you were just saying, some of your coworkers at work are not always doing that, right? So receive that. So this next week, I'm going to give you guys a challenge. That anytime someone gives you a compliment, you're just going to say thank you and leave it at that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you
just thank
compliment back?
I like to.
That's
I
up
like
to you.
I like
But-
to keep that. What is the word? How do you pronounce it? Camaraderie? Is that how,
Camaraderie?
camaraderie? Is that how you pronounce it? I like to keep that. You know what I mean? Just a brotherhood, or just like, I don't know. You get to.
I think some compliments from other men can be weird. Like, damn, you smell good.
Oh, that depends on the. That
But why?
when I get complimented on like
So what the hell are you doing, Snip? Why are you so close?
when I get compliments on Heads Up, and I hate to even talk about it because it's weird, but a lot of people compliment Heads Up and like, dang, bro, you guys are fucking killing it, and I'm like, me and Matt are just fucking just chilling, bro, just chilling, just
We're
living.
not killing. We wish we were killing it.
Yeah, but that's what we say. That's what we think. But I can't tell you how many messages that I've got from random followers that
Yeah.
I've never had face value
we
with,
appreciate
who say
that.
that we're helping with their life, bro. Straight up.
That's tight. Like,
Yeah,
we
that's a
appreciate
gift.
that.
And I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster every day. Like, I'm super high, and then an hour later, I want to fucking smoke myself. And
Yeah.
other people are like, you have it all figured out, brother. Like, I fucking, like, people in our community, and I don't accept this title, but I've had people in our community and our supporters call me OG. And I'm like, I'm not a fucking big homie. I have to correct you on that. But for you to at least look at me like that, that's,
Well, we're getting to that age now where,
yeah.
you know,
It's weird to get that title, but it's also like, it makes me feel some type of way. Like, damn, I'm actually influencing other people's lives, and
You're doing the ripple effect.
you know what I mean. Yeah, like in my past life, I should say, you know what I mean. The lifetimes ago, when I was 20 years old, I was teaching how to gangbang and how to fucking throw up norte and like be a fucking piece of shit. And I don't want to do that anymore. So like to get that positive influence back, I'm like, whoa. Or the positive remarks back, I'm like, damn, it's working. Thank you.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Thank you. I love that.
So thank you, Matt.
yep, you smell good.
Leave it to me. Well, let's talk about your guys' where you guys feel around the sixth sense and your intuition. How do you guys feel you connect to it or use it?
I feel like I'm tapped in. I definitely could do a lot more work on myself to be tapped in, but I don't know, positive manifestation is real, and so is fucking negative manifestation. I know when, I don't know, I've always felt since I was young that I could always like not read the room temperature, but definitely like, I don't know. I didn't even know how to make it make sense in my own head, but like I know when shit's gonna be bad. Like when my uncle passed away, I knew before my dad even got the phone call and how he died. And then I knew when the phone call was going to happen. You know what I mean? I was in the bathroom and I was like, there's the phone. And there's the call about my uncle being gone. You know what I mean? And then I remember my dad dropping the phone and I was like, what happened? Did he pass away? And he's like, what the fuck? Who told you? You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know. I just remember. Or like, I heard this before. I've been here. I've heard this shit before. But I was like, probably like 10. Maybe 9 or 10. I remember that shit. I don't know. It's always weird to talk about out loud, but now it's on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I think it gives people permission to know that that's normal. Because it is normal, right? What about you, Matt? How do you feel you connect to your intuition?
I feel like my spatial awareness is up. Like I've always been able to read the room. Like if I would have finished high school and actually wanted to go to like study something, I really wanted to go like study minds, like psychology. I feel like I could read motherfuckers really good.
Yes.
So like I could feel your energy from just right away, just looking at you. I could feel your energy. If it's negative energy, like I could feel that shit so hard.
Yeah.
Like so I know, like I peep shit. You know, I feel like my spatial awareness, my situational awareness, and all that is. I feel like I'm pretty tapped in too, but there's also work that there's also work that needs to be done. But I feel for as far as like survival tech, I feel like I'm always aware.
Yeah.
I'm always aware of how other people are kind of like treating me or like seeing me. You know what I mean? I'm conscious of that. So like when a motherfucker's like throwing me like this like subtle little respect, I see that shit.
Disrespect or respect?
Or disrespect.
Okay.
I see that like you don't
indirect.
you don't have to beat around the bush with me. Like I could see right through you.
Yeah.
So
suckers.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of tapped in that way that
Isn't
I
that
could
a great
read
gift
people.
though? That you can go into a room and sense that and know that.
I know who
It's
to
like
stay
tense.
away from. I know who to.
It's very tense.
Why is it tense? To me, it feels like a safety. You go into the space and you know what you're getting.
I've been in a room with killers.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So like
Yeah, that's
when
different.
you get around those, you feel it's like you're walking through a fog, like a fucking blanket.
It's like a dense. Yeah.
So it's like you can't just chill and be yourself. You're goofy. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You're always on alert.
Yeah, you don't. So you could feel that.
Yeah.
People don't even have to just. It's not the clothes that they're wearing. It's not the facial expressions that they have. It's just the energy. You know it. It's the eyes.
Yeah,
too.
when I lock eyes with somebody,
Have you-
I feel like I can.
Have you
You
ever
know what I
looked
mean?
into the eyes?
A lot of
someone-
information comes to me catching an eye on somebody.
You
know-
ever looked into the eye of someone who's killed somebody?
Yeah.
You know, the eyes are the key to our souls.
Yeah.
No, they are. So when you do any kind of like, if someone's like purposely like looking at you, you know, and you don't want them to break that eye contact, because there can be a lot of energy exchange with through the eyes.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
if
of
I see
dark
somebody looking at me, I
psychology
make
for
sure
me,
that
too.
I'm looking right into their eyes. Like, I like to see people's intentions.
Yeah. I heard there's a dark psychology thing, like looking into someone's left eye and then like looking into one eye for 5 seconds, looking into the other eye for 5 seconds, then looking at their mouth for 5 seconds. It's like a way to get them to like you or some shit. You're like,
Yeah,
Just
there's a
showing
lot
them
of
attention.
little,
I don't know.
there's a
Have you
lot
seen
of
all the,
little
like,
subtle things that
TikTok
in a
got me
psychology.
fucked up.
That's why I really wanted
FBI
to learn,
tactics. You're
bro.
learning the FBI tactics.
That's why I really
right there.
wanted to go to school for psychology to learn about how, like, you know, different.
Yeah.
You could read body language, or like, oh yeah, this person is touching their face a lot. They're nervous. You know what I mean? Like,
You could tell when someone's lying too
yeah,
by their voice. They're changing in their tone, and then if they're looking at you, then they like kind of like look out to the side, like the left side of their eye. Like if they're trying to tell you, no, I wasn't there. You know, I wasn't. Like a real shiftiness is like that's a tell for their lie. That's what I was reading.
I
a long
think
time
that
ago.
some people though too are just naturally shifty.
Me.
So like you can't really put a finger on it on some people, but not everybody's readable, but for the most part, you can kind of read intention by just body language, eyes, just feel. That's what it's all about. Like when there's energy suckers, you feel it. You feel somebody sucking your energy from across the room.
Something I've been working on lately is just, and I'm not like shitting on anybody, but just being by myself. Because right now I'm going, you know, everyone's going through their own shit. And just me focusing on myself and not being around anybody else, I can't take on anybody else's energy right now. Like, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Like, even if I only want to be around motivated people. But if they're still on their same shit, I can't be around it, bro. I don't. There's nothing wrong with the relationship, but I can't take on your energy right now. And I'm talking about family members. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about coworkers. Can't be around your shit because I don't want to fucking. I feel like I'm super sensitive right now about the way that my life is going. You know.
Yeah, and you got to protect that.
Yeah.
Right? You understand that. That's a self-awareness, saying I can't be in this space at this time because I'm a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. I feel like it's either I'm all in for energy no matter what it is, or I don't want it. I don't want it at all. Like if you're on your hateful energy, I'm not strong enough to not ward that shit off.
Well,
so
that's
I'm gonna
where
be just as fucking hateful.
That's where some crystals come in to protect. I'm just saying.
You need a crystal, baby.
Okay,
I think it's all about what you put out in life is how other people treat you. Like
For sure.
a lot of people say, I was saying this to some people yesterday. A lot of people say this though, but like people always say, "Oh, well, disrespect gets met with disrespect," or "I'm gonna treat you how you treat me." I stay 100% solid with everybody, no matter what. Even if you treat me with disrespect, I don't got no problem with you.
Yeah.
So that's your problem. So if you disrespect me, I'm not gonna hit you with, like, you know what I mean?
That's
like
that righteous selfishness.
I always
that you're
stay
talking
solid
about.
with everybody.
I feel
100%. I never go out of my way to disrespect somebody.
because
You don't
they're
know
going
other people's struggles,
They're
like-
going off of something completely different. Like people in the road when they're all "fuck you, get out of the way," like
Pull over.
I'm not gonna let that bother me because I'm the type that would take that farther than you could imagine. I'll take your life.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what
shit,
I
I
mean?
was a driver, so I trained myself to like
You taught me.
la 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 la. I drive down the street
Yes.
and motherfuckers cut me off, flip me like, bro, no bother.
Yeah, he taught me that.
Not even
that
one
lesson.
little. Oh hey, what's up? Like
I almost
I'll
caught
be
a
cool.
federal case.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I almost caught a federal case, and when I told him about that, he was like, "Hey, like, you need to just drive your own drive.
Yep, drive your own trip.
Drive
That's
your
a
own
big
trip, yeah.
thing that was like taught to you in like driving school. Drive your own trip. You're out there. You're the captain of the ship. Everybody else is out there. Don't worry about what this motherfucker's doing over here. Don't worry about the person cutting you off. Worry about yourself. Keep yourself. Worry about yourself, and that's all you need to worry about. And that's
Yeah.
always,
You taught me that.
yeah,
brother.
that's never failed me. Like, I don't road rage. I don't cut people off. I don't speed crazy. I did when I had a fast car, but I don't speed crazy, you know.
What do you feel like you need to work on?
For me, myself,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's always evolving. I think for me, it's a lot around self-love, self-acceptance, that I deserve to be here and be exactly who I am and not try to change that for anybody.
I feels that.
Yep.
Yep.
Feels that heavily. Do you what do you do to make that happen?
Oh my gosh, I'm always working on myself for
Yeah.
one. My kids hold me accountable, and I do a lot of meditation, self-reflection, journaling, a lot of those pieces of becoming okay. And I do spiritual journeys every year.
Yeah.
I go out and find that, like you were saying, like information or something, and I immerse myself into it. And I take what I need to take out, and I leave the rest. And I forgive myself, and I go into grace, and I really do a lot of stuff around I'm great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
feel you.
embracing that piece of who I am. And because I've always tried to modify everyone's expectations of what I should be versus just being me. You know, when you're growing up like a psychic medium, my parents were afraid of it. They didn't understand it. And so I shut it down for a long time. And now I'm just like, this is me.
When did you fully embrace it?
When CJ was born.
Oh, damn.
Because CJ came in, baby, fully online, feeling and sensing everything, and was so afraid to live in our house. Our house had several spirits that he sensed. I can go on to a story of he would call it Mickey, and we had a teenage boy named Michael, and they nicknamed him Mickey. The neighbors said his nickname was Mickey, that hung himself in CJ's room. And he refused to go into his back room. He just hated being in that house. He was fine the minute we'd get him in the car, but the minute we'd get home, he would just be afraid and didn't want to be home.
How old was he?
He was only 2. He was 2.
Damn, tapped in.
Yeah, he was tapped in.
Very
He was tapped in like before the phone would ring, he'd say, "Get it, Mom, Grandma's calling." And then
Yeah.
the phone would ring and it would be my mom and stuff. And so I started to learn about
the intuition.
and so we literally had the Rocky Mountain Paranormal in our first house that we lived in come out and do a cleanse.
Oh.
And when they came to meet me, our family, the psychic ladies turned to me and CJ and they go, "Well, it's just not him, it's you." And I was like, whatever, you know, but then I started moving into the psychic awareness and intuition and learning how to build that skill set and realized, oh yes, has been something that I've had for a really long time.
I wonder
How do you
if I
feel
have
about the
something.
people that are exploiting being a medium? Like, I won't like name
the television people?
Yeah, the television people who are like, oh, give me, I've sent a letter, like, you know, like that dude. I forget his name.
I think with anything, there is always going to be charlatans.
Exploitation.
With everything. There's with doctors, with any kind of profession, there's going to be people that are going to take advantage. There just is.
Vultures.
Yeah. I always tell people, if you're going to work with someone, make sure they're always working on themselves. If you're
Yeah.
with a teacher and they're all that and, oh, I'm better than that and I'm not working on my stuff. No, I have 3 mentors. I have 3
Yeah.
elders that hold me accountable that I work with consistently. I do my spiritual journeys. I have family and friends that I tell them, you know, if you feel like I'm getting into my ego, you call me out, and they will. They say, hey, you know. So I have people that hold me accountable to that. But whenever you're working with someone, just know they're messengers.
Yeah.
No matter what, you have this information within yourself. I'm just learning how to tap into it and express it out. That's it. I'm nothing more. When you get healings or you get come and like receive an energy balance, I'm not the one who's doing it. I'm just a hollow bone of that source energy. It's that source. It's not me. I'm just a messenger and the receiver. That's all.
Well, thank you.
Thank you guys.
We
I had so much
appreciate-
fun.
No, we appreciate you for being that vessel.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? When I get around you, I almost get intimidated.
Why?
For real. Because you haven't really had the full experience of her yet. For real. Because she'll tell you some shit out of your life. You're like, God damn it. You know what I mean? Or like, she'll tell me like a message from my mother. And I'm like, ugh. I'm gonna fucking cry. I'm gonna be a big old bitch right now. Don't. But no, we appreciate you for doing your work.
Oh, thank
you know what I
you.
mean? You're important for our community and for our community's consciousness. I feel you are.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I'm a messenger,
A tool,
and
yeah.
that's one of my why I'm here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You're
Thank
a tool
you.
for helping us realize that we all have something inside of us.
Oh, we are. We're all sacred. When I ever hear anyone say my light is supposed to shine brighter, I'm like, bitch, please.
Condescending.
You know? No, I had someone on a business meeting the other day that literally told me my light is supposed to shine brighter than everyone else, and I'm like, oh my God, please. We're all meant to shine. We're all meant to be part of this expression, and we're all meant to be uniquely different. And we're all meant to be on different paths.
I want you to break this quote down for me.
Sure.
And tell me your perspective. I'm not going to give you mine yet, but if you're the smartest in the room, you're in the wrong room.
You're in the wrong room. Yeah, because you're meant to put yourself in a challenge around people that are going to challenge you and push you to be bigger and better than you are. So like my mentors, I have to strive to be where they're at. If I surround myself with people that are that are not on the same path or moving in the same direction, they're not going to push me to become better. They're not going to push me to or hold me accountable. What are they going to do? They may suck me down. They may bring me down and make me and I'm influenced my own place of making my own choices from a place that may not be from my highest good.
I don't agree with that quote. If you're the smartest in the room, you shouldn't be in that room. I don't agree with it.
To whose definition of what smart is, though? Because there's street smart, there's book smart.
There's
Some
many
people,
forms of smart.
I know smart motherfuckers that are stupider than stupid
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
You're
it's all about
stupid
your
as smart motherfucker.
perspective. So I don't necessarily believe in the quote, as in
I don't
I don't
believe it.
necessarily believe in the word smart. I think,
I think it's too black and white.
I think,
yeah, it is.
I think you also have to bring in emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
People can be
That
really
too.
book smart, but they don't know how to emotionally balance what they put out to people or how
Our
they
fucking
treat
government.
people. You know, seriously.
Smart
I
doesn't
think-
necessarily mean, it means something different to
I think
everybody.
you should be in all the rooms, you fuck. You should be in the rooms where you're teaching, in the rooms that you're being led. And you should also be in rooms where you're bouncing ideas. You're on a mutual playing ground with people. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like,
Brainstorming.
yeah, you should be with people
Well, it's
who
just
you
a
can bounce
basic
ideas
quote.
with
It's
it.
like a blanket
Yeah,
statement.
That's
Like,
actually a
there's
quote
really not
from,
like a heavy meaning to it.
That's a quote from one of those smart fucks out there.
Is it though?
But is it
he
like,
smart?
like I'm agreeing with Matt? Is it
Well,
really?
Yeah, I guess it's an old quote. I don't know. I'll look it. I'll put the name right here, but
But I think
forgot
it's how
whose
we
quote.
receive it, and like what Matt was
Yeah.
saying. I think it's like tearing it apart, and how are you going to utilize it for yourself?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, how are you going to apply it for yourself?
Smart means something different.
how am I gonna
Like, you ever see that little video of the like little mouse like showering?
Oh,
Not smart. The little mouse not smart.
He's like,
scrubbing himself
I've seen
and
that
shit.
video. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But
Yeah.
there's a reason that this quote stood out to you.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, what does it mean for you?
I just thought it was condescending because I keep seeing it all over. I've seen it like several times in the last day or in the last few days. I'm like, why the fuck does this keep coming up? And it's like rude. You don't want to be the smartest in the room. If you are, get out of that room. Like, yeah, well, if we're thinking on that knowledge, there would be no fucking rooms.
So as we just had this conversation, now how are you going to look at that quote differently?
How?
Yeah.
I feel like you should be in all the rooms.
So there you go.
Yeah, you should be teaching, and you should also be being led.
And you should also be a student, right?
Yeah, always a student.
Yeah, always a
Yeah.
student. And so
Always a
that's the
student.
piece whenever you see that, and that's what you're going to take forward with working with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always about how smart you are.
Yeah.
It's about what you're going to give, what we were talking about earlier. What energy are you giving out?
Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to take,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you see that quote, you're going to look at it differently now, aren't you?
Yeah. I put a post about it on my Facebook, and I was like, that's so condescending to think that. But I don't know.
For me, it's just
Duality.
different
Mm-hmm.
definitions of what you think is smart.
Yeah.
I might have a different definition than you.
Yeah, I know a lot more shit about a certain subject than you would.
Mm-hmm.
Movies, you know what I mean? But you know a fuckload more about whatever.
Yeah,
Basketball.
everybody's got different. Everybody's got different
Yeah, we have our
knowledge,
own
you
niche,
know.
yeah.
But like the homeless dude on the side of the street who figured out like how to do it.
I met some.
Is
really,
he not
yeah.
smart? Is he stupid? Like where does he fall on that?
I met some really intelligent homeless person.
I've met some
homeless man.
smart homeless people,
He used
for
to live
sure.
right by my grandmother, right on the bridge on 48th and Zunai. And we'd ask him, like, why the fuck are you homeless? And he was like, because I don't want to be a part of the system anymore. So you'd rather sleep on the concrete, motherfucker?
Some do believe that
Yep.
they have to get out of this matrix of control,
Yeah.
that they have to give up everything to be able to experience that.
And that is a part in my life when I was like, well, happiness is a state of mind.
I feel like that quote is more of a class thing. Like you don't want to be the richest in the room. Like you don't want to surround yourself with broke people. You don't want to surround yourself with stupid people. I look at that as like a really like a what do you call it? Like a narcissistic quote. Like
Condescending, bro.
yeah, like really like oh you know what I mean? Like fuck you, dude. Shut up.
Fuck you. I want to be around all my people, bro. Because I know some people need a leader.
Yeah.
And I know I need a leader.
But so many people get that, like, oh, you got to surround yourself with like-minded people. Like, so you're not going to be loyal to the people who've been there for you this whole time? You want to fucking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I think that's where perspective comes in. Because when you surround yourself with a collective of different kind of experiences, you can take that and grow from that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also believe that you want people that are going to push you to be better.
For sure. Yeah.
But
you
how
strive like that.
how does what if a person's really doing bad? That could inspire you to do better. Like,
Absolutely.
you got to experience that too, or else you're just gonna. If you give yourself too much of one thing, then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Then you start leaning more to one side.
Yeah. Do you have any final things you want to say?
No, I just want to say thank you. I really enjoyed listening to you and Matt's humor and your
boy.
perspectives, and I just really enjoyed this time with you. So thank you for having
We would
me.
like to be a part of your podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have the setup like you guys, but yeah, I would definitely love to coordinate something with you guys.
Do you do it like via Zoom or something?
When I
Remote?
have
How do you
like
do it?
guests and stuff, I do, because I have a lot of people in the community that because I'm like you guys, I want to bring a different perspective because I believe not one way is the only way.
Yeah.
And what may resonate with me may not resonate with you. So I like to bring in different views and different healers and different people in the community so we can express that out.
Yeah.
So I know this has a double intention today, not only for us to connect, but I think also for you to kind of help me with my platform too.
Yeah, however we can help.
Yeah,
We're always
yeah.
willing to help.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely work
Yeah.
something out. We'll connect and
Yeah.
figure that out.
So how can our viewers follow you?
So I'm at alteredhaven.com, and my podcast is Mystical Musings. You can find me on social media, Facebook, and it's under Trina Yolahihi Miyamini. If you're friends with Rage, you can see that I'm his family on there, so you can just connect me in that way. On TikTok, you can find me everywhere. If you're interested in Sweat Lodge, we're the Sun Moon Lodge of Lafayette. We do sweat every third Sunday of the month. Come join us. Come connect with community, with spirit, and our sacred mother.
I want to go to Sweat Lodge.
Yeah, try
Might
it.
Pass out though.
No, we'll
I'll be
put you.
laying on the ground.
No.
Hey, last time I did it, I was firekeeper. I was a fireman.
Dang.
You see, we need a
I
firekeeper.
almost passed out.
I'm gonna take over, player.
Yeah, we'll put you by the door. We'll keep it really safe and sacred. We have a lot of nurses that are part of the community. So
I want to go.
yeah,
Sign
come.
me up for
Absolutely.
Sure. I want to go.
Come join.
I've never done one.
I'll send you
For
an
real?
invite for our Sun Moon Lodge.
Never done a sweat?
Never.
Oh,
I've heard
it's
you're only supposed to have 3 for yourself.
3 sweats.
I know
Yeah,
that.
in your whole life. That's what
No.
I heard from one of my elders.
Nah, everybody says
No.
something different. Some
Like you
people
could
literally
be a part
sweat
of
like every
others,
week.
but you're supposed to only have 3 for yourself. Childhood.
Those are there's sweats that can be held for members in the community.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you
I
could
think
go to
I think
those.
that's what they're talking about.
Okay.
But as far as sweat, no, it's a reset to your whole body. It's a piece that you're doing for your community as well, because you're not just holding space. You're not there just for you. You're there for your community.
Yeah.
And you're holding that space for them too as well.
I want to go.
So yeah,
Do
check
you
us out.
Do you do it where you can't walk a certain direction,
You have to walk.
like clockwise, isn't it, or counterclockwise?
Well, when we open up, like when you come in through the gates, you have to wait until you get cleansed before you come into space. And you can't cross the line where the firekeeper is
Yeah.
because you're breaking that energy with that connection with the firekeeper. So
Yeah.
yeah, you do have to walk around a certain way through, like, to the TP or to the NEP.
And you gotta be barefoot. And
You don't always have to be barefoot. When we're going in, we do. We're not as traditional as some places, but yeah, we do honor the land and we do honor some of the traditional ways of being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
the
did
biggest
the sweat
thing,
come from?
The sweat is very sacred, and that's a whole podcast in itself.
Yeah. All right.
But no, it's about going back into our sacred mother, back into the womb. That's what the sweat lodge or a nipi represents. It's the sacred mother's womb that we're going back to. And when we think about mother, we always think of mother like our mom DNA. No, this is the cosmic mother. This is us going back into that place we were birthed from, not our physical body, our soul body. And so it's coming back into that place of stillness, darkness, of cleansing, renewal. Because when you think about just the scientifics of the heat, it literally re-regulates your brain to get back into a place of center. And with song and prayer and ritual, you're able to come out and you just feel this immense... That's the best way I can describe it.
Hey, if you like, to anybody who's never done a sweat, it's not like being in a sauna. It's hot.
Hotter than a sauna?
Well, to me,
it was.
It's different. I don't like saunas, but sweat I love. And you can even do your own mini sweat at home. We don't always have to go out to a sweat lodge because it's hard. It's hard to find that community we resonate with and stuff. So you can even do what we call a shaman's bath. My Cherokee elder taught me this. You get mustard seed and you go in hot water as hot as you can stand and take a bath for 20 minutes. The biggest thing is when you get out, you're not going to dry off. You're going to wrap in a blanket as much as you can and sit in that for 20 minutes and then go rinse off in a cool shower afterwards. And then you'll get the same, you're going to have the best sleep you ever had.
Every time I start getting like sick, like congested, I steam. Like I'll turn the hot water on in the bathroom and I'll bring a little space heater in there with me and I'll get it hot and steamy in there. And like it works. It helps. Like
so put eucalyptus.
It relaxes you.
Yep.
Use eucalyptus or peppermint next time, and you'll really open up those lungs.
I was using a different type of herb.
I don't know how that helps the lungs, but okay.
It opens up your capillaries in your lungs.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it really does. I learned that from doing jiu-jitsu and smoking weed.
No?
Really?
Yeah, from doing jiu-jitsu and rolling. And
a lot of them smoke
rolling,
weed. Yeah,
rolling and smoking weed. It literally helps.
It goes hand in hand. Yeah,
it's like a chess match, but it's also opening up those lungs. It's not necessarily. That's the stigma that lived with weed. That shit helps you breathe. I don't know. I love weed.
He never smokes it with me.
But I study it. I love it. It's a medicine.
I appreciate it for sure. It has its place here.
We appreciate you for coming on the show, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you, guys. I had a blast.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you guys for everyone who listened. You guys have a good weekend or whenever you're listening to this.
Yep. Have a good one.
Bye.